Wish TV is proud to honor teachers in Central Indiana
She is an inspiration to all of us.
He's always smiling.
who go above and beyond,
He's done so many things for so many people.
He's inspirational.
making a difference,
He's always taught me to believe in myself and never get down on myself.
Everybody's biggest cheerleader.
and deserving of recognition for their outstanding efforts in
I
education.
love the people that I work with, and to know that I've made an impact on somebody's life, it is truly a great honor.
It's an honor. I love what I do, and the kids are the ones who make it work. I'm like just so taken aback because I love them so much. The fact that, they love me just as much just means a lot. Sorry, you're going to have to cut that part out.
And you are our winner.
Oh, thank you so much.
From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the Golden Apple Awards podcast.
Hey everyone, Hannah Mordeau here. November's Golden Apple Award winner is Mrs. Courtney Lawhead. You met her. You heard her story. She's a science teacher at Hamilton Southeastern High School. Her own sons even dubbed her the mom of the school. She does just about every job you can think of and helps anyone in need in the process. Of course, the Golden Apple Award comes with a trophy, a school supply shopping spree to teachers' treasures, and a video message from students and staff. The surprise was amazing, but there's so much going on in the moment. So to get to know her a little bit better in a calmer situation, we brought Mrs. Courtney Lawhead back on the podcast. Hey, Mrs. Courtney Lawhead, welcome to the podcast.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Of course, I see you have some guests behind you before we get our conversation going.
Yes.
Who's here?
My son, Evan, and Drew are on mail delivery team this period, and they swung by with a delivery of a nice little fossil of a shell. So really cool thing that they just delivered from another co-teacher. Mrs. Miller is really sweet for doing it. So.
Anyone that saw the story would probably recognize both of them because they had raving things to say about you.
Yes.
Boys, before I talk to Mrs. Lawhead / mom, what's been the reaction since seeing the story?
Pretty good, yeah. We liked it.
My family has all told me I was famous, so so yeah.
Like it. It's been very, very positive, and we appreciate it.
Good. What are people saying? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling so joyous and just kind of full from the whole experience. I have friends from all over the world who have reached out. Our friends in Ireland have reached out. My brother in Japan has reached out. It's been kind of overwhelming. Social media has a role in it. When it starts to roll, it gets overwhelming, and my phone's been blowing up, and my son had a wrestling meet last night and I was trying to pay attention, but I really couldn't. And 2 parents from Avon were like, oh my gosh, so congratulations. It was really kind of overwhelming. So really, really nice. So really sweet.
I love to hear that it's had such a reach. So that's our goal, because it's hard to say thank you to teachers for all that you guys do. And I know you've been a teacher now for 5 years. I have to think, though, that is such an interesting amount of time to be a teacher, because we don't have the pandemic in the middle of all of that. So
it started in the middle of my first year was right in the middle of it. And I was not technologically savvy, but I remember sitting in my house and watching video after video of how to get more tech savvy. And it really did help. I mean, but it also showed me the need that we had to reach them more. So that isolation was something like, ooh, I got to fix this.
How did you get into teaching?
I was actually in the school. I ran a campus program called Youth Mentor Initiative, and I was the campus coordinator. And the assistant principal at the time, Mr. Harder, came up and he's like, do you have a degree in chemistry? And I was like, who is asking? And he just said, we have a position and we need you to start in 2 days if you can. And it was that quick. I asked my daughter, who was here at the time, if it was okay. At first she said no, and Mr. Harder went to talk to her. And then she changed her mind and she said, if anybody hates you, you have to quit. And I said, okay, that was our agreement. And so far it's worked out. So.
I mean, more than worked out. I was really amazed talking to your son, Evan. I asked him after the interview, I go, what's that like having your mom in school? Like, is that weird or is that nice? He goes, oh, I love it. I love having my mom at school. And that was kind of the sentiment I got from every single student I talked to. How do you think you connect with these kids? Not just your kids, but all of these kids?
I don't know. I've always had a love for children. I mean, even when I was younger, I used to like to babysit. I really always liked to teach and I like to learn myself. And the crazy thing about teaching was I finally really understood what I was talking about, trying to explain it to somebody else. So that love of learning and that love of kind of always wanting to give back. I was a child of a family of 6 kids. So I grew up in chaos, and chaos is kind of what I thrive in. So it just kind of felt natural. It always felt natural. So I guess Mr. Simmons was kind of right. You're kind of born into it.
Yeah, you were born and then thrown into it 2 days.
Yeah.
That is wild to think about. How did that all go? I mean, being thrown into teaching and looking back,
I remember I remember asking them to take a chance on me. And I said, I am so raw at this and I'm so new at this. If you take a chance on me, I'll take a chance on you. And it was like, it's a mutual relationship. It really is. And it's kids. I mean, they're all children and you really have to push them hard. Tough love is still love. And I tell them that all the time. If I didn't love you guys, I wouldn't push on you so hard. So it's just every day I tell them I'm learning, I'm going to make mistakes. And hopefully they see my mistakes all the time. Like I make mistakes all the time. And they learn that mistakes are part of life. Like it just happens. They're just what they are.
I have a 5-year-old and I feel like I say that same thing sometimes to her, like, I make mistakes too. That's okay. Like I'm figuring this out. Do you think there's an element of being kind of getting down on the same level with a student that goes really far?
Yeah, I think having to show them your cracks and flaws too lets them know that their cracks and flaws are okay. In this world where they're always looking on social media and everything is so fake and everything is so produced and they don't, life is ugly sometimes and life is messy and it's okay to be messy and ugly and it's fine and everything doesn't have to be perfect because there's no such thing as perfect for sure. And hopefully them getting those coping skills to understand like, hey, it's okay. Life goes on. So
I know you say there's no such thing as perfect, but you do seem like a perfect mom and a perfect teacher. You do so much. How do you manage to do it all?
You know what? I have to ask for a lot of grace from my husband and my family. I am not one that takes no very well for an answer. And you can probably ask everybody that's ever met me. I'm just like, they say no. And I was like, come on, there's got to be another solution. And you just got to always think like there's another path to something. There's other ways, every door that closes, there's a window open. There's always something else that's out there. So I guess I've never been very good with the word no.
I understand that. It can be hard sometimes.
Yeah.
You have clearly done a great job as both a mom and a teacher. You've been recognized over the years. Teacher of the Year last year at the high school and Mom of the Year in 2016. Those are big accolades.
Yeah.
What's been kind of your secret, you think?
I don't know. I don't think there's any secret other than just always trying to be who you are. Like if that's what you are, then be who you are. I wish there was some secret to anything, but I think just, finding yourself and finding joy in yourself and recognizing that you're imperfect and just being okay with being imperfect. Fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Age helps.
I hear that. So you go into teaching, you've become successful at it. This is an area where we need teachers, especially now, it seems more than ever. What advice do you have out there? I guess even just for society, what do we need to know when it comes to teachers? How can we get more teachers in the industry, you think?
I think we have to make it a position of respect again. I think for some reason it's being demonized and I don't know why. I think I don't know why people think that it's not a position that you can do and live. It is hard with teaching is not a lucrative position, but there's other things you can do to help with it, offset it. I know, and those are hours, but I do feel for a lot of the young teachers that try to come out and they're just not able to make it. So I think we have to do some things to support it through the state, through legislature, through everything, and understand like this is our community. Like every school, whether it's charter, public, private, whatever, we support it all. Just education is great for our kids. Be a lifelong learner, open it up, do whatever. I don't know. There's just so many things that are broken in it right now that really we need to come back and remember what the heart is. Like, I don't know.
You're both a mom and a teacher. From that side of things, what should parents know to better help educators?
That we have to be in constant communication, and we're a team. Like I'm a team just as much as, I talk to my kids' teachers in here. I try not to that much. And I try not to overburden them because I know what it's like, but communication is the key. Like if you can talk, we can have open conversations. I know a lot of times if we notice we have MTSS at school where it's multi-tiered systems of support. And if we start to notice teachers say, oh my gosh, I'm starting to notice a struggling kid, then we form a team and we bring the parents in, everybody in, social workers, whatever we can to try to wrap our hands around those kids and like, hey, every aspect of this kid's life needs a team. So just understanding school doesn't stop right here at 3:00. That's the hard thing. Yeah. I mean, we're a team and whatever we can do to support it there too, we can.
I also think with teams, and I had another winner tell me this once because he thought of his classroom so much as a family. And I said, how can you give so much to all these students and of your time and stuff? And he goes, well, others are pouring into me so I can pour into these students. Do you think that's a key?
Absolutely. Feeling supported and feeling like you have a place wherever you work, wherever you live. I asked for some props from my neighborhood. I reached out just, hey, I need some things the kids are going to make putt-putt courses, and I need some things so they can design them. And we talk about Newton's laws and physics, and just seeing all my neighbors, hey, I cleaned out my junk drawer. I did this. That's our community. They're part of the school too. Just seeing like, if you just put your voice out there and you can get it, everybody wants to help and everybody wants to be part of it. I think in society, it's kind of hard to know how to help too sometimes. So I think we need to work on that too. But my admin team here, the deans, the social workers, my team, my science team, everybody, we all really do pour into each other. It's so nice. If you need something, you walk out in the hallway and somebody's like, got it. We're all big families. So it's really, really nice.
And you guys help students, specifically you with running Rory's Closet. Talk a bit about what that is, the mission. And I just remembered I forgot to put your guys' Amazon link on the story. So I'm going to go do that now, but also talk about how people can help.
So there was an administrative assistant here named Della Johnson, and she ran pretty much the front office. And I knew her from when I was in the Youth Mentor Initiative, and I had kids that needed things. And she was amazing. She just had anything. She knew who to call. She knew who to talk to. She had all of these connections. And anytime I needed anything, and youth assistants of Hamilton County also, she would connect me with them. She was like a godsend. I don't know any other way. She answered when people in the building needed help. She just created this Rory's Closet, and she moved to the administrative building. And I remember like my big panic, I ran to Mr. Simmons, the principal, and I was like, we can't let this die. Like most of my kids are in there all the time. And he said, okay, well, let's wait, as he always does. Let somebody else do it. Let somebody else do it. And then Mrs. Cole, who's my co-teacher right next door, we just said, we'll take it and we'll run with it. And these computer science, 2 students came and they decided, hey, why don't we do like an Amazon locker delivery system? We have lockers, no one ever uses them. And our minds were blown with their abilities, their talents. So it was just like the perfect storm of everybody wanting to help at once and understanding that some of their friends did not want to ask for help because it was embarrassing. And I don't know why, but I hope that everybody knows that help is just something you need at that time. No embarrassment. And you're all children. If you need help, ask for it. But it is been such a blessing. And anytime we need anything, the nurses, hey, we're a little bit low on juice for our diabetic kids. And, that's with the book fees going away this year. I don't know, that's a big thing in Indiana. We can no longer charge for book fees. So there are budget shortfalls all over every school system in Indiana, because that is something, millions and millions. So they had to cut budgets. And our community will buy that. They'll buy them fruit snacks. They'll do whatever. It's just so amazing to live in such a beautiful community where all you have to do is put a little link out, and then magically Amazon boxes show up. And it's just, we're so blessed, so blessed.
Well, and you think, and you hear this sometimes, I live in Fishers. So you do hear sometimes, oh, well, Fishers, those students don't need it. But there are students that need this help, and they don't always want to ask for it. And so for anyone that's not understanding or didn't fully understand the story, your students made it so this can be anonymous, and these students in need can then get a locker that no one knows about and a combination no one knows about and get specifically exactly what they need, right?
It is, yeah, exactly what they need. And I only see the student number, and I would never look it up. And it's usually blinded to me. I would have to dig and dig. I wouldn't even know where to dig. It's computer science stuff, so I don't get it. But they can ask for anything, and we will try our best to get it, whether it's a gift card from Kroger or just food for the weekend, or, I need a backpack, I need shoes, I need a coat, whatever it is, they just ask. And magically we have my aides in my classroom, and other students come all the time. Hey, can I help do this? Sure. So the kids are willing and really want to participate. And it's really nice to know that someone can go to a locker and grab what they need, and no one needs to know about it, because giving isn't about that part of it. It's, your heart gets filled. You feel like you've done something good, and you feel better when you do good things.
You touched on that in the story, that your cup gets filled by all these things that you do. What does that feel like to give, help, and then see these students thrive?
I think the thriving part is what gets me the most. I had one student, he was actually one of my mentees, and then I got to have him as, I was a mentor first, and then I actually got to teach him, and then we just have a really good relationship. And he's at Ivy Tech now, and he showed up a couple of weeks ago and said, hey, I need some help in math. It was great. And we sat down in my house and we had all of this, but the joy I felt seeing him enrolled in a college and working a full-time job. And it's so hard to explain that absolute just elation that you feel. And you just know that, not that you made a difference, but they did it. They found it within themselves. It's such a cool thing. Whether you do it as a coach, whether you do it as a teacher, whether you do it in life, you can see someone find themselves that, it feels so good. I don't know why. It just does.
That is amazing. It sounds like something that is truly a unique part about being a teacher that maybe not all of us get to see. So I love to hear about it.
So they leave a lot of times, and in high school they're just gone. And you're like, I really hope that they're doing well. And I had a student last year, and she passed her cosmetology, and she's doing hair right now. And I passed by her studio, right by Crumble, and I was like, I think I was just overwhelmed and just started crying, just she's doing it, she's rocking it. So good stuff like that.
It seems like that's what it's all about. Any other words of wisdom or anything else you want us to know before I let you go?
So as a parent, this is a hard time for them. I look at these kids and I'm like, they went through COVID, and I'm an adult and I went through COVID, but a lot of their formative years, especially in the teens right now, your social skills were formed in junior high, and a lot of the coping mechanisms, and they were trapped in a room and they couldn't do much to form a lot of those skills. And sometimes they feel overwhelmed because their brains process more in a day than farmers processed in their entire life 100 years ago. And I can read data and I can understand that, but give them a hug when you're angry. Just give them a hug, give them some love, and just give them some understanding, and they'll get there. It may take a little bit longer than it used to, but just empathy, patience, time. Give it to yourself too, as a parent and as a teacher. take those breaks when you need them, because you do, and lean on the people that you love, because they are there for you. A village is what we have, and it's a good one. And Fishers has a really good one.
It sounds like it's a great village. Thank you so much for being a part of it. And
thank you. And thank you for everything.
Of course. And for you stepping in and being a teacher 2 days after being asked. It is a blessing for all of us.
Thank you to Wish TV for recognizing the profession and the positions, and like taking your time and showing that there's another side to it. And I really appreciate it. And thank you.
From Wish TV, I'm Hannah Mordeaux. We're going to continue honoring teachers here in Central Indiana who go above and beyond to make a difference in children's lives. So if you know a teacher who deserves recognition, please nominate them for the Golden Apple Award. It is so easy to do. Just send in a detailed nomination to wishtv.com/goldenapple and listen for the next winner right here on the All Indiana Podcast Network.
The Wish TV Golden Apple Awards podcast. Nominate a teacher and learn more at wishtv.com now. Be sure to follow and subscribe to this podcast and discover even more great podcasts now on the All Indiana Podcast Network at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.